Welcome back. A few things. So I have a habit of making too much progress off camera, and I'm trying to mitigate that as much as possible. I haven't made too much progress. In the meantime, I've been collecting some levels, as you can see, in some bookshelves, and got myself pretty decently enchanted. I think those are pretty good enchantments for seems pretty good to me. I've got some stuff to show you. First of all, I've been cooking up some copper, as you can probably see. I'm avoiding turning around, and maybe you can probably see it in the map a little bit. It's very difficult to see on the map, but got some more stuff. I've been collecting a lot of resources. I went to a mesa biome and got an entire shulker box worth of white terracotta, and then I mined a crap ton of tuff underneath the ground below me. And I was also exploring the nether a bit. And as you can see, I gotten quite a bit of quartz. This is because somebody on the server clued me into early game XP gathering. If you don't have an XP farm, you can just go to the nether and mine a bunch of quartz. And I did that for a while. And then I died to a ghast. I might show the clip if I have it. So anyways, after dying to the ghast, losing all my levels again, I decided to get off for the night and come back. Next day, do the same thing. I died then again, and I've now collected 3 rounds of quartz in order to get just a few 8 pieces of enchants. And I know that somebody on the server is going around or doing villagers pretty heavily. They're almost fully enchanted with like maxed out gear. It's kind of ridiculous. And she has a mending villager. I'm going to see if I can use the mending villager, maybe for a fee or something, because I do have the emeralds for it. So maybe I could just go to her base and use it for a small fee, of course. I don't have many diamonds. I'll be getting some diamonds today. A little mining off camera. And then other than that, we've got a carrot field, and I've got some food situated. So even though that the server has like its own food data pack that adds a bunch of random stuff, I don't really want to use any of that. I kind of just want to stick with the default Minecraft stuff, especially because if I end up getting villagers in the future with mending and everything else, I want to be able to get some carrot villagers as well, because those are pretty dang decent. And of course, golden carrots is my favorite food in this game. So you may be wondering why I'm cooking up copper and why I've got all that tuff back there. And that's because my plan for this world is to create a medieval village, a medieval castle with big walls that surround the entire city, and some medieval housing with the thatched ceilings and the tan walls. I'm not really sure, but in the meantime, you may be wondering, where are you going to put this village? And I actually plan on putting it up on this hill with the castle and the walls, and I've been making some progress. Whoop, there it is. It's not the best because it's raining currently. There's not really much I can do about that, as it's not nighttime yet. But yeah, I've made myself a wall. Went into a creative world and designed the exterior block segments to include some tough bricks, some various tough engravings and such at the bottom of the walls, and then copper. Lots of copper. Like a ridiculous amount of copper. Especially for this wall, tough and copper are the only 2 components, and it's going to be quite a hefty sum at the end of the day. So I will, I don't know exactly how big I want this wall to stretch for. I know that this general area of the hill, like these chunks here, this little 5x5 chunk area, I definitely want to be encapsulated. I've got a mine over here, so maybe I'll have a pathway and entrance on this side of the hill that goes down and around. We'll see. We'll definitely see how that progresses as time goes on, but for now, I just wanted to collect the resources and get it mostly out of the way, at least for preliminary. I have the resources to build something a bit. We're going to get started on the next portion, being I think one of the first things I want to do actually is get the wall fully laid out. So there's actually not much more that I need to do. I'm just kind of aging up some copper and getting some of that wall laid out. But other than that, like in terms of the town, there's not much else to do. I don't know exactly where I want the entrance to be. I still haven't worked out pathways, and maybe that's something I need to do first, really. Determine, how big the actual city I want it to be and, like, what I want it to look like in terms of buildings and stuff. I've got some of it planned out in my head. Ultimately, not enough to really do much about anything. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and start up this recording. So as you can see behind me, we have a wall of nothing and no visitors. That's because I think I'm one of the only people who's going to do this end fight. I think Fem up there is going to do it, and maybe another one. We'll see. There's a few people online, but no one's really confirmed whether or not they're actually going to join the end fight. That's what we're getting ready for now. I've got all my stuff. I've got a bunch of, scaffolding blocks. I've got a carved pumpkin because I prefer to not piss off my own kind. Got my fully kitted out stuffs. I'm gonna also try and collect as much dragon's breath as possible. Got some splash potions depending on what we encounter. We just have, I think, 3 more minutes until it happens. So I'm gonna be right back, get in chat, and then we'll see what goes on. It's going, do it. Got him. Ah, dang it. Almost got it. All right. Well, that was eventful. I'm going to go ahead and log out of my current session, maybe go end rating a little bit later. But right now I have some other stuff I got to be doing. So I will catch you guys back in a little bit. Well, if you enjoyed that time lapse, I don't have any more for you, to be honest. I was planning on putting this episode out a little bit earlier, but what ended up happening was I ended up going to the hospital for a bit. So I'm back now, I'm okay, but my plans got a little sidetracked. I made a little bit of progress. As you can see, I'm wearing an elytra. earlier in the video, we showed the end raid. I did eventually go out into the wilderness of the end and find myself a city with a ship and got it. But now I find myself with the necessity of rockets, things that I don't have the ability to just get. So I decided to, in my spare time, while I was still recovering, to build a big honkin' farm, or collect the resources rather, for this big honkin' farm. And in that time lapse you just saw, I built it. Yeah, so some of the timeline's going to get jumbled around in this video, and it's likely that you're not actually going to see the original plan that I had laid out in that video at all, or in the portion of the video at all, just because I wasn't able to record it. I wasn't in my home. I couldn't do it, right? So that's a little unfortunate. But for now, I have this creeper farm, and it's not done yet. I still need to put in, as you can probably tell, I need to put in the redstone and such. I put in the collection bins. I put in the tower that you're sitting on right now actually is mostly done. I still need to put in the water elements for everything. The water buckets and the dispensers and observers, I think, are the last bits. And then this should be fully functional. I've already lit up whatever caves I needed to light up down there, but also am going to be at the top there, so the spawn radius is very low. So it should only be a handful of drowned, because I can't be bothered to get sea pickles or glowstone or anything. And creepers should be the only two mobs that we see, because phantoms are disabled on the server. So I just decided before I go that I wanted to give a little bit of an update on the wall situation. It's pretty much all good on this side. I am going to do a few things. I'm going to patch a few of these holes up, make this terrain feel a little bit more smoothed out and not like it's a jumbled mess, but just kind of, make it not look like it does right now. I can also do a shallow path from this side of the wall, which I don't know if I'm going to bring it out and then in, or if I'm just going to keep it straight along this area and let this be like sort of a ditch, maybe a field, or maybe like a basement area that the people who are the buildings that are here could have built on top of. I'm not sure. We'll kind of figure out the city layout as we go. I'm going to grab me some wool and start marking out buildings and get some plant. Excuse me, who's laying eggs in my ears? Please stop. Please cease, whatever this is. Got plenty of animals, by the way, up here, which I don't know why, but they're all up here. Like, they're not in the fields. They're just all right here. So it's very interesting, but it's good that we have so many, because then I can just corral them up and put them in a farm, stocks and such, once I get more of the city built up. But I'm gonna in the future, because replay mod is available, I'm able to time lapse a little bit better, which would be super nice, I feel, because then I could do really big projects like the wall terraforming and building the wall itself, as well as building other buildings, and kind of show that progress in time-lapse form, so that it's a little bit easier, so I don't have to do this like updatey thing where I just kind of show you what I've built so far. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. It just seems like a little bit more work on my end, versus if I could just put it on in the background, 20-minute time lapse, make it go real fast, and then just kind of forget about it until I go to edit the video. That'd be more convenient for me. So we've got this. I've got to build more of this wall, and I've actually gone ahead and removed my fields of crop. I broke a carrot. Oh no. Oh no, I broke a carrot. Gotta grab my iron hoe and replant this carrot ASAP, pronto. Um, anyways, I put the sugarcane over here, and I put the, I haven't done anything with the cactus or the bamboo yet because I don't really know what I'm gonna do with those. Other than getting green dye and scaffolding, I don't really see a use for either of those, even though you can get wood from bamboo now, and I probably should. But I've got some more plans. Probably going to take these and maybe extend them out once I remove all this stuff and put it in a main house build that I don't have planned yet, but might do in this somewhat near future. In news of the gunpowder, so I went ahead and I AFK'd, and I was able to get not one, not two, but almost six, just a little under 6 shulker boxes of gunpowder in about 8 hours, which I think is pretty dang good. Yeah, very satisfied with that number. I've just kind of got it here sitting now because I'm still waiting on the sugarcane to grow because I don't have an automated sugarcane farm or anything, which I do have plans. I have mental plans to put an automated sugarcane farm and then a crafting grid underneath the creeper farm so that while I'm AFKing, I don't have to worry about the gunpowder just stockpiling and nothing happening to it. I can just leave it, and as I leave it, it'll automatically craft up rockets and just other stuff as well. Which would be super nice to have because my rocket supplies during the creation of the creeper farm, they were 0. I had absolutely no rockets to my name, and now I have some. I'm not struggling for rockets anytime soon, luckily, now that I have this creeper farm in stockpiles and stockpiles of gunpowder. But I've already delayed the uploading of this video enough that I just kind of want to get it done with and get it out. And because of that, I'm going to be sacrificing doing anything else this episode. If you liked, I don't really have to say it because it seems cheesy and stupid when I say it because I see every other YouTuber saying it, but just like it. Like the video, just in case you actually do like it. Even if you don't like it, I guess you can dislike. Although that, I guess if I could see the dislikes, it would hurt my feelings, but I can't see the dislikes, so it doesn't really matter. If you hate the video, let me know in the comments why you hated the video and everything else that was bad about it. If you loved the video, same thing. Tell me that you loved it. I really would appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will get back to building my empire over here. I actually kind of need a name as well. That could be something that you guys comment is a potential name for this kingdom. I don't really have a detail of what the buildings look like yet, or what the civilization as a whole looks like. But I've got some ideas, and they're cooking. They need a little more time in the oven before I can take them out and show you all. But they're going. They're not there. You know what I mean? I've got something. It's just not enough to really put into the Minecraft world yet. So, okay, bye.